as it's closing out, Oklahoma's trying, and they're in a goal-to-go situation to get themselves back into it. There's a minute 25 left. One can only assume. It felt like a lot, like pretty heavily, that Tennessee took their foot off the pedal. We
Yeah.
both know that even though this final score is going to look closer than it is, this is all garbage time points. I want to talk about in a second the weird quarterback situation that happened in this game that was pretty disorienting. There was just a helicopter dive that just happened for a touchdown with Hawkins, and he looks seriously hurt. Is he hurt? Yeah, he's pretty badly hurt. I will get to that in a second. I have to glaze Nico for 1 minute. That kid
Oh,
is tremendous. Nico for Tennessee has an unbelievable arm. The way that he's able to drive the ball with pace is just ridiculous. It shoots off his arm, and he's got such great touch. Just fantastic touch. The way that he's able to deliver some of these passes. I am excited to see how this team progresses and improves, because if this is what they gave at what felt like a 75% effort, making a bunch of mistakes against what's a pretty good defense, like a really good defense, 25 points against that defense is great production. I think that kid is just going to keep getting better and better. His stat line does not look that sexy, but he is ridiculously good.
you just nailed it. He's going to get so much better throughout this season. You could compound his growth and improvement through every game this year. And the main glaze point that I have for Nico is that when he's dropping back, he's got some quarterbacks have this, right? They have this relaxation that they give fans that they're going to make the right decision. They're not always going to make the right decision. They're going to throw a pick every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're watching Nico drop back and get ready to pass, a little wave of relaxation washes over you when you see him wind up and get ready to throw that thing, where you think, "Oh, this is going to go right to a receiver's hands." That is just a ability that he possesses in a game where he wasn't at his sharpest. He didn't dominate this game. The Tennessee defense dominated this game. How impressive were those dudes? That unit on defense is a legit threat for this team that makes them a legit rankable opponent that can compete deep in the CFP if they all stay healthy and play like this. The aggression, the run fit, they held Oklahoma to 36 yards so far in this game. Unparalleled for Tennessee ball.
Rushing?
Yeah, rushing.
Okay.
That is, I mean, the defensive tackles are monstrous and they have sweet feet. James Pierce Jr. is a one-man wrecking crew, but they have an 11-man wrecking crew. Their big linebacker, their big sexy linebacker with his flowing hair, came back from injury after last year and was all over the place, a dynamic inside linebacker. So the defense stole this game, but this team is building for December. They're building for late season with how good the defense is, and knowing that the run game is going to stay strong, and knowing that Nico is going to keep getting better. A really encouraging performance if you're a Tennessee fan.
And I almost don't even think that the word encouraging is relevant for them. You know, like I feel like they've arrived. Like I feel like that
It could,
again.
yeah,
This score is not going to reflect how much they kicked their ass. It's going to be 25-16 or whatever at the end of this game because Hawkins just scored a touchdown. But they very clearly pulled up. And part of me wonders, is that maybe Heupel having a little bit of respect for his alma mater? Maybe he just doesn't want to go out there and embarrass him. I don't know what it was. It really felt like when we stood up to sit down to tape this, that was when they started to kind of just peel back and say, let's maybe not go all in on him. You know, let's maybe not try to go all in on him. What was crazy on the Oklahoma side of things, one, the amount of turnover that they had in the portal on offensive line, extremely troubling. Like you can't, I don't know how many more times we need to see teams do this. You can't build a competent offensive line by bringing in four guys. Four guys. It's
doesn't
not
work like that.
doable. But I am blown away by this mid-game bailed decision by Venables on Jackson Arnold, who was supposed to be, and I'm not doubting him for it. He puts in Michael Hawkins, who goes 11 for 18 for 131 yards, one touchdown. There's no explanation. Arnold was 7 for 16 for 54 yards and a pick, and then he had that backwards pass that was ruled a fumble. That was extremely detrimental. I don't know if there's some injury that we're missing. I don't know what the deal is. But that's insane that you bring this guy in. There's all this hype. Everybody's acting like this guy is like the next coming. And he throws for 54 yards and he gets yanked at halftime because you don't think that he's got anything to get them back into the football game. I didn't know anything about Michael Hawkins, who's a freshman.
Yeah. The Jackson Arnold, I can see why Venables made the situation, because it was like a 1-score game, or maybe a 1.5-score game when he pulled him. It was close enough where maybe we bring in a guy that they haven't seen, and Michael Hawkins Jr. can just run around and maybe give some life and get Tennessee out of their rhythm.
It's a 3-star too.
And Arnold, I don't use the term piss poor a lot when describing quarterback play in college, because they're college quarterbacks. It's still very hard. It was just a piss poor game. It was awful. The turnovers were bad. I mean, the only time that this Oklahoma offense was rolling is when they were getting Deion Burks the ball, and it felt like it was pulling teeth to try to get him the ball when they did. He's the best player on their offense. Get him the ball more. Unbelievable. He had two carries and 4 catches.
What's really random with this too, though, is that Arnold came back into the game in this goal line situation. I don't understand what they're trying to do. Like, I don't get this. This is one of the weirdest. What am I missing? Like, what am I legitimately missing? What the hell is Oklahoma doing?
Maybe they're reopening the quarterback competition for this week and saying, we're punting this game, and then next week, fellas, we're going to make another decision. That's the only rationale, because they can't. At that point, they're not winning the game. They're already past winning or really coming back outside of garbage time points. But so at this point, why not? Let's get the freshman in and see what he can. Yeah. Oh, geez, come on. No, the beard it's going to take another month before it actually gets long enough to not be this bad. It's not great, and the lighting isn't great. CB. Thanks. Nice YouTube an initial profile picture. At least Savannah's commenting in here with the anime girl. Kevin Smith is putting his mug on the page. Jamie Williams is putting his mug on the page.